beautiful and gracious the morning is. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the world. Good morning to you. Let us pray.
Morning to Mr. Andre and morning to Nabi and morning to the nation. This morning, Lord, to you, Lord, our Lord, our excellent is thy name in all thy earth. This morning we give you thanks, Lord. We thanking you for putting us to bed. We thanking you for rising up us this morning, especially those who are lucky to see the morning rising sun. We thanking you for the health, for the breath, for each and everything, and the most important thing, the breath you bring unto each and every one of us. To give you a special thanks for it, God. Father, I stretch my hands to thee, no other help I know but you. And if only you draw yourself from us this morning, Father, where shall we go? Father, this morning, blessed Lord, we bring Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique. Father, the rest of this and Caribbean, Father, the whole world is in your hand this hour, blessed Lord. Not forgetting St. Vincent this morning, blessed Lord. Father, I bring the Prime Minister before you this morning. I bring all the ministers before you. The security, I bring them before you this morning. I bring the entire force this morning, blessed Lord. Father, reach out and touch each and every one of them, wherever they locate. Pass by our police station this hour, Lord. Reach out and touch them if thou be so pleased. The wardens I bring before you. St. Patrick Police Station this hour, Lord. Reach out and touch each and every one in that station. Provide for them this morning. The school children I bring before you, we thank you for life and for health for each and every one of them. Safekeeping and abiding grace. We thank you for each and everything you have done unto them. This morning, the teachers, the principal, Father, the nurses, the doctors, all workers here and everywhere, I bring them before you this morning, blessed Lord. And I leave them up to you this our Master. Father, you knows everything about your children. They all are your sheep in the pasture. You know each and every one of them by the different voices. This morning, Mr. Andre, I bring before you, Lord. Remember that son, if thou be so pleased. Father, guide him and protect him, Lord. Keep him on praying ground and even on watchful thumbs and help him to pray and pray life away this hour, Lord. Remember, Nabi, I bring before you this morning, Lord. Father, his staff I bring before you in your hand this hour, Lord. Father, reach out and touch each and every one of them this morning. Here and everywhere this hour, blessed Lord. You know them better than I do, Lord. All sick and afflicted one. Father, remember St. Vincent I bring before you this hour, Lord. Reach out and touch that country this hour, blessed Lord. Pass by every village, every parish, if thou be so pleased. Father, remember each and every one of them, Lord. Father, I know there is time they weak, but make them strong, Lord. There is time they want to give up, but keep them, Jesus. Remember each and every home, wheresoever they locate, Lord. Make them feel happy wheresoever they locate. Make them feel comfortable this hour, blessed Lord. Lord, I know you're providing for each and every one. Remember Pat again this morning, wheresoever she locate, pass by the place where she dwelling, Lord. Each and every one of them in that place, Lord, reach out and touch them. Not forgetting peace this morning. Guide them and protect them. Pass by the home this hour, Lord. Those what I don't know this hour, Lord. Even those I cannot mention this hour, blessed Jesus. But leave them not alone, the Prime Minister, in a time like that. Father, you I know he fainting, but fainting he would not die. So he must have went and if someone tried the same. Remember every one of them, this hour, blessed Lord. Remember them, Lord. Take them in charge if thou be so pleased. Remember all the ministers. I bring them before you, Lord, and I lift them up to you. Remember the entire force of the Lord. Remember each and every police station this hour, Lord. For I hold them with your strong and powerful hand, my God and my King. What could I tell you, Lord, what you don't know? The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want him. Maketh me to lie down in the green pasture. He leadeth me beside still water, restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk to the valley, to the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. For thou art made thy rod and thy staff to comfort me. Thou prepare my table before me in the presence of my enemy. Thou anointest me down my cup and over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow them all the days of our life, and we shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen and amen. Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. So what say?
Adi?
Well, are they holding on? What I would say?
Well, do hold on.
To hold on.
Tie up yourself so you're steady. Next thing you hold and your hand tired.
I want it to tired, that's why I'm holding. Tired, I want it to tired.
Alright, I hear you.
So who is Nabi?
I don't know. Ask Navi for yourself.
How are you, Canberra?
They are okay now for the time.
That's good. It's been a while since I've seen you.
They are not moving around as before again.
Okay.
Food door breaks.
Okay. Okay, Mama.
Are they?
Are they too?
All right.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Same to you.
Okay. What's up, girl?
I'm there. Are you hearing that?
What?
It.
What?
Like a...
Are you still hearing it?
No.
That was from the phone.
Oh. Okay.
Because
I'm good.
It's
I'm
because
good.
the carpenter isn't here. It doesn't come anymore.
The carpenter, no, I don't know. Nobody is
I
able
went
to
I
locate
went
the
to where
carpenter.
he's supposed to be. I went there on 2 occasions.
Did you find him?
No, the 2 times I went to St. George's. As a matter of fact, when I got there, Neil, and there's another guy, Neil and Nicholas, and another one was in the yard. Well, all 3 had we attended the same primary school, Heinze, and just like, well, we about to ask you for him too.
That's weird.
So I'm like, yeah, we ain't seen him. I don't know what's up with him.
I know where you live. I might have to go look for him.
Maybe so the elder of the 3 he was in like 2 classes ahead of us. He said to me, so you didn't see him on the Easter? I'm like, no. He says, well, he took the week. He said he was gonna see you. Yeah, so I don't know what's up with the guy,
Anyways.
but I need for him to come.
Yeah.
You know, if I didn't need him, then I wouldn't bother, but I need for him to come. Nonetheless,
It's all good.
it's not all good.
But
It's definitely
we're
good
alive.
because
We are
we are
alive,
alive.
so.
I'm seeing a thing here in 6 days. StreamYard will lose access to your Facebook account.
Why?
Don't worry, we've got you covered. Click here. Should I click?
Click here.
Click.
Yeah.
Okay, I just clicked.
Great. Oh, the lighting looks lovely on me this morning. Look at me looking all nice and...
StreamYard would like to manage your account settings and webhooks for a page.
What?
Hold on, hold this. Hold this. All right. You and StreamYard are friends now.
Oh, okay.
You and them be friends. Yeah, I really and Shirley. I'm not gonna be bothered with that. But you're still gonna be
Okay,
talking to
so
me.
we're fine.
We're fine?
That's all you had to do.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, for you and the guy to say me spoil.
And you know we coming down hard.
Exactly. So you couldn't ask a question? No. All right. So good morning to everybody, and again, thank you once more for choosing Real 91.9 FM. And
morning,
today's
my friend.
today's Wednesday.
Yes.
I should be speaking to Mr. Bowler today. What I would do for the benefit of our listeners, I would have Mr. Bowler call me on my cell phone, right? And I will then be able to accept calls
From
on
the regular
the
line.
regular line.
Okay. Fair enough. Makes sense.
So yeah, he will call me. As a matter of fact, let me before my and then I need to hold on, do not despair.
Charge your phone?
Yeah.
You know you were the one that always tell me charge your phone in the night. And I've always had this with me, like every time before I go to bed I plug my phone in. So the fact that okay then, I'm not gonna go further.
No, you can go further. It's okay for you to go further. I can tell you what happened. So a friend of mine passed by last night and we were chatting in the yard. The phone was inside. So when I saw that the time was about 9 o'clock, and he had to drive a distance to get home. So I said, "Yo, Bridget, hit the road, Jack."
Come back, no more,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
more.
I said, "Hit the road, boy." And I went in myself, got into the shower, got out, bed.
Wow.
And I only this morning I realized that I didn't put the phone to charge. Yeah. So hey, you know. Good morning, David Charles. Good morning, Seta Flies.
Yes, that's my friend.
Who's Seta Flies?
My friend.
Your friend. Okay. Good morning, Chrissy. How you doing, girlfriend? Hope that is all right. Drumsticks. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning.
All right. Nice.
Good morning to you. Good morning to Isabella. Good morning to the nation. A reading from the Word of God, Matthew chapter 4. Then was Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hunger. And when he tempted came to him, and he said, If thou be the Son of God, commanded that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, It is written, Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. This is the end of the scripture reading.
Thank you, my dear. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
All right. How are the children?
They're all right.
Everybody?
Yes, everybody all right.
Sure?
Yep.
All right. I find they ready to talking to me now, like they give me up.
No, they don't give. Hey, they'll give you up for that.
Who's speaking in the back there?
Vivian?
Dillian! Dillian!
Morning, good morning.
I say you forget me, yo.
No, when I'm talking to you, you don't answer him.
In truth?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be even bad.
You have a lady that does listen us on the radio. She see me the other day here. Like, you give up your partner. I say, I don't give up my partner. I never give up my friend.
Yes, everything good?
Yeah, they for time.
You going to work, huh?
Yeah, I wake up late, but I did again still.
So what time you have to reach to work?
7:30.
And 7:30, you saying?
Yeah.
7:30 when?
Tomorrow, but I'll take the 8 o'clock shift today.
Will have to be. All right, and you're going to St. George's, right?
No, Granville.
Granville.
Yeah.
All right, my dear. Where's the girl?
One sleeping, one bathing, one having a shower.
Well, yeah, Alva sleeping. Alva, nothing. Only every time. Where's Alva? Alva sleeping or she do there? Alva is a real kind of night kind of people.
Well, I got working late.
Miss Madam, I don't ask you no question. You just like to jump into people's business. How are you so?
Nabi!
Nabi, where's Nabi? Nabi went outside for a minute.
Oh.
All right, girls, take care.
Yeah, you too.
Have a wonderful day now. Bye-bye. All right, great. Yeah, that's my people in Birch Grove. Nabi, we need to visit. All right, good morning to you, Smitty. What's up? How you doing? Trust you're having a wonderful day. I am. Yeah, like my shirt. I ironed it this morning. Only thing, I need the muscles to just grow a little bit, so I need to go to the gym. Get the muscles, right here. See? Yeah, right there. Yeah. Get them to grow a bit so the shirt becomes tighter. So who's calling me on that number? Some people crazy now, but I'm going to try anyway. Let's see what happens. Good morning.
Good morning.
But what you calling me for? Are you
I'm testing something. Don't judge me, okay? How are you?
I'm okay.
I'm doing great on the outside, by the way.
Jeez, you mean?
It's nice and cool.
Oh no. I have a feeling my AC is not working,
I have a feeling as well.
You have a So are you gonna come in here this morning?
Yes, I'm coming. I'm just making some coffee.
And you had to call me to tell me you're making coffee?
Yeah?
Nobody, you're on drugs?
Not yet. But technically, yesterday was 4:20, so you know.
Yeah, yesterday was 4:20 days, so y'all kind of gallop with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, duh. It's 4:20 day, for everybody. Yeah. One day for ganja.
One.
Yeah, one day. Only one day for ganja. Now move on.
Anyways,
Yeah.
it was nice talking to you.
Yeah, nice talking to you too. Take care, love.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. So Nabil is in the building, Guys, you guys don't believe that? Nabila is in the building, and Nabila will call me to tell me that she's making coffee. And people say, I'm mad. Good morning, Pat. How are you? Nice to hear from you, my dear. Nice to know that you're okay. You're doing fine. Are you? Well, yeah, you need to let me know if you're doing fine. But nonetheless, good morning to you, my dear. If you can see me now, the one who said she'll right or wrong. The one who said, Nabila, you have a number of people needing coffee. Lighting up my WhatsApp asking for coffee. And at least one person on the live asking for coffee. Oh my God. Andy, good morning. What's up, bro? Andy, you know what you need to do? Yeah. Coffee thingy? Right. Yeah? Yeah, Andy. Okay, good. Anyway, let me not do this, yeah? Let me behave as a nice, civil human being this morning. It's Wednesday morning. At 20 past, we're going to do so and link with the folks at the Morris Bishop International Airport Meteorological Office. We're going to do that at 20 past. And Wednesday, we're going to have Water-Wise. That's going to come just around 7:30 thereabouts. Let me just start the clicking here to see if the program would have come in yesterday afternoon or evening or even last night. Water-Wise. Yeah, we have the program there sent by Jamila Lewis. Thank you. It's not Lewis anymore. But Jamila, good morning. Thanks to the Water-Wise program. So that's going to come to you, friends, at around 7:30 this morning. And after that, I'll be looking to speak to Roland Bola, who is the General Secretary of the New National Party. Now, you would more than likely know that the New National Party, not last weekend, but weekend before that, on the Sunday, they would have had a general council at the, at the Trade Center. That's right. That's what Nabila is here for, you know. And she's made me a cup of coffee. Nice job. We need to get some cups.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, we need to get some cups that says Real FM. That's a cup we need to get. We need to get cups that says Real FM. But in any event, General Counsel was at the Trade Center. Roland Bola, General Secretary, would have been there. So we're going to find out a bit from him as to what took place. And also, what we're going to do, we're going to kind of do it different this morning. So I'm going to have Mr. Bola call me on my cell phone. Yeah. And we're going to use the landline because we're going to open the lines at a particular time. After I would have asked him a couple of questions, we're going to open the lines and you can then ask him a couple of questions. We hope that will be able to work. All right. So look out for that around about the, how you call it? The 7:35 hour? Yeah.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent. Perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines. Yet suitable for your hand wash. Soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents, soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Who
wants to save 30%? Everybody. Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
Green's Concept introduces the latest innovation in air conditioning technology in Grenada, providing the most energy efficient, environmentally friendly air conditioning units in Grenada. Using a natural refrigerant, our air conditioning unit systems are up to 40% more energy efficient than the current units used in the Grenadian market. Powerful cooling while using less electricity and very inexpensive. That means more money in your pocket. We offer free delivery to all locations of installation and installed by top quality trained professional engineers with over 20 years experience in the business. Contact Green's Concept 417-5460 or 442-1663. Email greensconcept@gmail.com. At Green's Concept, we cool you and the planet.
Greens Concepts announces special prices on 18,000 and 24,000 BTU units. You have been saving on power, now save on prices. Call us today.
To our frontline workers, you matter. We value you. You have kept Grenada safe, and we tried our best to protect you with the tools we had: personal protective equipment, testing, and information. Today, we can go further. We now offer you the COVID vaccine. It's our way of saying we appreciate you, we need you, and our goal is to preserve your life. So get vaxxed. It's your best shot. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Did you know that the offshore islands in the Grenadines are globally important for their number and diversity of seabirds? Seabirds are important for showing if our oceans are healthy and help fisherfolk to find fish, understand weather, and navigate. Unfortunately, seabirds in the region are rapidly disappearing. There are simple things that you can do to help ensure that these birds are found in the Grenadines for generations to come. 1. Don't eat seabirds or their eggs. 2. Properly dispose of litter so birds are not tangled in it or mistake it for food. 3. Avoid disturbing birds that are resting or nesting. And 4. Do not set fires in seabird nesting areas, as they harm wildlife, destroy habitat, and cause erosion, smothering nearby reefs.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. When you're walking, what you say when you're talking.
Okay, bang, and we got it. Bet Office. Robinson, good morning.
Morning to Andre. Morning to our listeners of Real FM. Let's take a look at the weather for today, Wednesday, the 21st day of April 2021. At Point Shelling, it is fair. A moderate breeze is on the east-northeast at 17 miles per hour. The barometric pressure is 1015.4 millibars. which is above normal and rising. Present temperature 27.1 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 72%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 31.5 degrees Celsius. And the minimum last night 25.5 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, we had a trace of rainfall at the airport. The total remains at 1.9 millimeters. Now for the public forecast for Grenada, Carriacou, PT, Martinique Valley for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be generally fair and breezy, becoming partly cloudy at times with few light brief morning and nighttime showers. Today's maximum temperature should reach 31.5 degrees Celsius. Wind should be east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Sea should be moderate, waves up to 6 feet in open waters. Tide is currently rising, will be high at 10:15 a.m. and low at 4:15 p.m. Sunset today 6:20, sunrise tomorrow 5:53. To repeat the forecast, the weather is expected to be generally fair and breezy, becoming partly cloudy at times with few light brief morning and nighttime showers. From the Maurice Bishop International Airport, Jason Roberts reporting.
Thank you very much, Jason. Have a great one. Hi. Jason Robertson at the Met Office. What are you having? Coffee like me?
Yeah.
What that kind of face? What's that kind of face thing?
It was hot.
What is that?
The coffee.
So you didn't know?
I forgot myself for 2 minutes. I cried. I cried. I forgot myself for 2 minutes. I keep having to say this and I keep forgetting it. And I keep forgetting to say it. And while I was in the kitchen, I remembered and I said, as soon as the weather is finished, I need to come in and I need to say this. Good morning to my cousin. You know who you are.
Wow.
It is okay that you did not invite me to your nuptials. However, I wish you and your wife long marital bliss together.
No, boy, that look like fight. Your family don't invite you to a wedding and you vex?
My case. Listen, since last week, from since week before.
One little wedding and you vex?
Listen, I keep saying that I want to go to a wedding. So when I saw a photo with a lovely bride that I know, I'm like, but hold on. I know this bride and I know who the bride's significant other is. And me and the bride's significant other is very, very, very close. Put aside family, but we're very close. So when I saw that, I'm like, I just want to, as I said, good morning to my cousin. Thank you for not inviting me.
Okay.
And I wish you all the best in your nuptials.
Okay, I have a bomb to let go now. You feel it's you alone that I have a bomb too. You ready?
Go ahead.
I want to thank you for not inviting me to your wedding.
That's off.
Yeah. Just like how you gain problems with your cousin, with your family there, I got problems like that too with you. Do you understand?
And to be honest, I'm happy I didn't invite you.
Well, but the person might be happy that they didn't invite you too. All right, so just rest. You hate what you like.
Don't call me this piece of shit there.
No, I'm telling you. Am I lying?
Listen.
I'm listening.
This is different.
What? Auntie Nanny thread and needle ring thing, thread and needle, let me see you.
She has to leave early, so she has to come early. In order for you to leave early, you have to come early and you have to do your work.
What happened to your nose?
Looks nice.
What looks nice?
Looks nice. What happened to your nose?
And you have a ring in your nose?
Where you got this ring?
Nami,
Me not like this one.
all day yesterday.
But I didn't pay attention to you yesterday.
Oh my God.
Me not like this one. Take it off. Me not like this one. May I tell you?
We're not very friendly with that.
I don't like that one.
Have fun.
You can say what you want.
Tata. But in this situation,
so don't worry.
It was different.
No, it wasn't different. Don't stress it.
I ain't stressing.
I didn't stress it.
But that's your business.
And you know what hurt? You know what? What hurt? I'm down at the supermarket by Calico. And here comes Betty. You get you ready for next week? I'm like, next week? What is next week, Betty? I mean, what is next week? You know, Betty's attitude already. I mean, what is next week? You playing bright? I'm like, Betty, no, what is next week? So, Nabila, don't invite you to the wedding. I'm like, Nabila getting married? She said, you don't know that you play bright on me? I said, no, Betty, I don't know that. Hey, what? Nabi really get bright? I had a fit. You understand?
Listen, the marriage didn't last, so you don't even have to bother with that.
No, about that, I didn't get it right.
My next wedding, trust me.
I'll get it right?
Yes, my next wedding will be very, very different because I'm not rushing into marriage, because I've been there and we know what that is. But the next one, it would have to be really, 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 really meaningful. And
so what are you saying? This one was meaningful, it's just that it didn't work.
That's a trial run.
Maxine, when you're doing your trial run.
Which trial run of what?
For your wedding.
Wedding.
What?
Yeah. You had to do a trial run.
For doing trial run of children?
No, trial run for a wedding.
Married, but I'm not doing the children thing.
You're not having children?
No.
I'm not having more kids.
You're a goat? Well, hold on.
I'm not having more children.
Oh, you're not having more children. So you're not having any children?
No.
Okay. Is it because sit down. Let me ask you the questions. Let me ask you that. Why have you decided that you're not gonna have children?
Well, I am selfish.
Oh, okay. Well, now I understand how selfish you are. I'm just going to do the next best thing. Do you understand?
Water, Earth's purest life-sustaining resource, can easily become contaminated by environmental conditions. NAWASA continues to improve the quality of its water supply through state-of-the-art water treatment systems and trained, experienced staff. NAWASA preserves our health and quality of life. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Good morning, consumers. I'm glad you can join us for yet another edition of WaterWise, which is a production of the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA. Thanks for joining us this morning. I am your presenter, Jamila Lewis. In our program today, we will be speaking to you all about the official commissioning ceremony for the Carrier to Blaze pumping project. Today, I'm very happy to have joining us this morning Mr. Wim Cox. Mr. Cox is the manager of NAWASA's Planning and Development Department, and Mr. Cox will speak to us all about this project. Mr. Cox, good morning and welcome to NAWASA's WaterWise program.
Pleasant good morning, Jamila, and pleasant good morning to all the listeners, and thank you for having me.
All right, so today is the official commissioning ceremony for the Carrier to Blaze pumping project. Can you just tell us in a nutshell what this project is about? Who are the beneficiaries and how does this project fit into NAWASA's overall objective of meeting customers' needs?
Thank you. Today marks another milestone, if you may, in NAWASA's drive to meeting consumers' need and ensuring that we have 100% coverage in terms of our water supply here on the island. The Blaze pumping project is part of an ongoing project for the community of Blaze. The community of Blaze is an area, because of its elevation, it's higher than every water treatment plant, every system that we have. So what transpired in 2015 in collaboration with GIZ, we had a project where we were able to build a tank, a rainwater harvesting facility. So we have a catchment, rain falls, it goes into a tank, and it fed the people of Blaze. Now, as we say, it's a rainwater harvesting facility. We know that we have dry seasons, 3 or 4 dry months per year. During that time, we're still challenged. The community is still challenged. They don't have water. We have to be sending our trucks up there. The road network in Blaze, if you know Blaze, it's up a steep hill. It is not safe for our trucks. We do it because we have to. So that would have spurred us to come up with a solution for dealing with that issue that we have. So straight away, in collaboration with the Japan government, we got some grant funding and we were able to put together the project where we are now pumping water from our Upper St. John Carrier tank. So it's about 4 miles of pipes that we laid from Carrier to Blaze. just to ensure that during the dry season, we can turn on the pumps and have the community of Blaze with a consistent supply of water. So Blaze should no longer have the issue of water supply that they would have had for all their life, because they never had water prior to 2015. 2015 we built a tank. The tank helped, but of course, dry season, still no water. Trucks going up ever so often, people filling buckets, and that the kind of system that we're getting away from now. As it stands now, everybody can have or will have direct pipe-borne water with this new development and this new facility that we just installed.
All right, that was Mr. Wim Cox, manager of NOWASA's Planning and Development Department, speaking to the commissioning ceremony taking place later this afternoon. Actually, it's at 4 o'clock at the Upper St. John Community Center, where we will have representatives from NOWASA's Board of Directors or management staff, and of course the parliamentary representative for the area, Honorable Keith Lewis, who will be speaking to her constituents as well. We are also going to be blessed to have a representative from the Japanese government who will be speaking as to the Japan's contribution. So that's where we wrap up this morning's presentation of WaterWise. On behalf of the entire team at NOWASA, I am Jamila Lewis, thanking you for joining us, and do have yourselves a wonderful day.
Water, Earth's purest, life-sustaining resource, can easily become contaminated by environmental conditions. NOWASA continues to improve the quality of its water supply through state-of-the-art water treatment systems and trained, experienced staff. NOWASA preserves our health and quality of life. NOWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Good morning to you again, Nabella.
Good morning.
Your phone in not?
I'm looking for something. You know, this morning I think I saw a crow.
A crow?
Yeah. A crow's black.
Yeah.
And they have this kind of funny looking nose.
Yeah, I don't even know there are crows in Grenada. Not nose, but beak.
Beak. Dung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you saw it?
On my barrel outside.
Blackbird.
Yeah, I said that.
Blackbird. Abby! Blackbird playing today.
When I saw it, I'm like, normally the birds are there, but they're not that.
Yeah. Anyway, George, I have the man on the phone. You want me to think? Just keep the man on the phone long. Let's go on. Yeah. You groaning because of what I showed you? Or I sent you to? Okay, we're going to deal with that. Good morning, Mr. Bowler. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Donald. And good morning to your listeners. Good morning to your co-host.
Good morning, Mr. Bowler. It's been a while.
It's been a long while, sir.
Yep, a long while. We haven't spoken on air, but I've always been listening in.
Okay, good. Nice to know you're listening at least.
Yeah.
I have Nabila here.
Robert had enough fun yesterday.
Yeah. Yesterday was a good time with Robert. We had some good fun. And I just made Nabila upset. She can't tell you why she's upset, but she can tell you that yes, she is. Nabila, are you upset?
Yes.
You get it? She's upset.
I think she has a right to be, because at one time, I think, if I'm not mistaken, there were some big black birds that we used to refer to as crows. So maybe they will ask some or watch some crows around the world.
Okay, well, I guess she saw one this morning.
Maybe. I haven't seen them in recent times, but they used to be around one time. Much bigger than the blackbird.
Okay. Well, again, good morning to you, Mr. Bull. And I want to speak to you in your capacity today as the General Secretary of the new National Party. Is that possible, sir?
It is possible, Mr. Donald. As a second man says, you speak, I see if I can defend.
Yeah, I know. I speak to you on so many different occasions. So I at least I believe that there's need for me to establish when I'm speaking to you as such. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay. All right. When I'm speaking to you as a Roland Bowler, the father or the husband or the farmer, is a different thing.
I know.
Right. So, how you doing? Let me start with this. Your party would have pulled off a general council, not last weekend before that at the Trade Center.
Yes, we did.
Tell us about that. First, start with how were you able to pull off such a feat?
Well, I can start by saying it took us a while to get that. A while in that prior to that general council, the last one we had was May of 2019 at the Boca Secondary School.
Mm-hmm.
We attempted to do our general council in 2020. This is what the constitution of the party requires, at least 2 general councils per year and 1 convention. We looked at different formats. We decided on doing it virtually, but we ended up with an issue where all of the constituencies was unable to put in place the necessary pieces of equipment.
Mr. Bola, hold on 1 second, please. Are you using speakerphone?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Are you still there? Oh, we lost him. Uh-oh. Well, I guess he will call back because you were getting that echo and stuff. And let's see. Let's give him a minute to reconnect with us, and we can continue our conversation. All right, here he comes now. All right, and I believe that we have it. Mr. Bola, are you there?
I'm back. I don't know if I lost you or you lost me. I don't know, but we got lost.
Some lost in took place. All right, but you're better now because when you were using the speakerphone, you were phasing in and out, and listeners would not have been able to hear you properly. That's why I asked that question.
Okay, right. So I'm going directly on the phone now.
Right. So that's a lot better for us there. Right there. That's a lot better for us. Right. So you were telling us about different constituencies and what they weren't able to do.
Right. So attempting to do the general council virtually eventually posed a problem in that everyone needed to have a PA system set up with a little amplifier and so a large screen TV or with a computer, or you would use the projector and a screen. That had to be in 16 different locations, each constituency plus the control area. And getting closer to the time, many people complained that I had a projector, but I couldn't get a suitable PA system, or I had the PA system, I couldn't get a projector. If we had a big screen TV, we couldn't get someone who is capable, technical enough to operate for us within the constituency. So there was some confusion. And so we postponed, hoping to do it later in the year. Everybody knew what was happening at the time with COVID and the fact that you could not have large gathering and so. This year though, recognizing that we are doing a little better COVID-wise, and we applied to the police for permission to use the Trade Center, which we thought was large enough to hold all of our delegates, which in total would be 186 for the session. And we also applied to use the annex, that's the annex building to the Trade Center, to hold about 50 or so observers. And these sets would have had a big screen so they could follow what was happening in the main room. The police then decided, listen, we've seen the place, we know what you want to do, but we do not want too many people on the compound at the same time. So as it relates to observers, that's a no-no. Even though they're going to be separate, even though the annex building can comfortably hold 50 of them physically distant, at the end of the day, they may all bung up and gather up when you have a break or something. So no to that. So we had to forget the issue of bringing in observers. And then we decided to lessen the number of delegates by allowing Carriacou and Pitimatic to remain in Carriacou and join us virtually. So that brought us down to, I think, 169 participants. in terms of delegates. At the time I was reporting as General Secretary, when the credential report was presented to me, because we had to register people, know where they come from, do the protocols as they requested. At that time, we had 159 people present based on the register. By the end of the day, whether the additional 10 delegates joined or not, I am not sure about that. But we did it using all of the protocols, obeying all of the regulations, and it was a successful General Council, in my opinion, and that of many other people who attended.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations here. Normally, there's a resolution coming out of General Council. What was yours? What was this one?
The resolutions, there were two. One had to do with the whole issue of COVID and the vaccination, and so taking a decision, the hierarchy of the party, that it is necessary, it is important, and encouraging our Grenadians so to do. And I think the second one surrounded the 4% pending salary increase for public servants. Accepting the fact that government has an obligation so to do, but recognizing at the same time the present economic and fiscal situation of the country, and calling on the public servants to be a little more patient and give government some space and some time to allow them to be in a position to fully implement the 4%. So that was the two resolutions.
Did you normally sometimes at General Councils, which happens also at conventions, you have a guest speaker? I know you probably would not have been able to fly in someone, but were you able to get someone locally who was who did a special address?
No. The thought came up, but again, in trying to adhere to the regulations and limiting your numbers, we did not look, or we weren't prepared to add any more numbers to what was given to us. As a matter of fact, I think the police, in giving us, indicating to us, when we told them we had 189 delegates, they came, they looked, they were satisfied when we showed them how we were able to space people. They said, keep it to that, but if you have to go over, it must not exceed 200. And we wanted as much as we possibly can to keep it within limits. So we cut off a number of things that was normal, as you say, to having a General Council or convention as a guest speaker. This time it was difficult to fly someone in, but we didn't even bring in a local person as a guest speaker.
What do you think that General Council, the fact that you were able to pull it off, yes, we know what it means to the party, the executive of the party, but what do you think it meant to the rank and file membership of your party?
Well, it is a means of, one, reporting to your membership what has been happening, and that is why you bring in not just your delegates but observers. Under normal circumstances, you would bring in a host of observers. In fact, sometimes the number of observers surpass the number of delegates, because you want rank and file party members, one, to be aware of what is happening. Two, it gives an opportunity to the delegates to raise issues that probably might have been raised before or have never been heard by the hierarchy, the national executive. So there's always that portion for discussion, internal discussion, where delegates from varying constituency can raise issues, can bring to the fore, can have discussions or ask questions. That, again, brings information to people. But thirdly, it energizes your people, and it makes them know, listen, our party and the structure that we need to follow is being followed. We are within the realms of the law. We are doing what is expected of us by our constitution. And it gives a message, because remember, the second part of whether it's the General Council or the convention, is where you have not reports now, but a presentation by various members of the executive, or sometimes people who hold ministerial positions. So they will articulate on what they have been doing, first and foremost as a minister, but how that coincides with the plan of the party and how it fits into your manifesto, which is something that is being produced by the party, but as a guide to government as to projects and things that they go forward with. So you report to your people. They can leave there now energized knowing, well, my government, my party that I support is achieving the mandate that we give them, because it is the party that gives a mandate to the government via the Constitution and some of the promises that you, platform promises as we call them, during a campaign period. So you now report back to the people annually, 2 or 3 occasions during the year. These are the things we have been doing. This is what we have not been able to achieve yet and the reasons why we have not. So people get informed and they can go now and share that information. Although we also bring live that afternoon session where you have the presentations and so even if you are not present at site, you can still listen by radio or one of the platforms that they bring you, the YouTube and Instagram and what else have you that they can bring it on.
As General Secretary, what would you say would have been the biggest thing coming out of General Council?
It's a little sticky to say the biggest thing, because I think a lot of people within the party, both at the national executive level and at the village level, the polling division level, because your delegates are made up from people coming out of the polling division. You have representation from every polling division in every constituency, and then that is topped up with representation from the constituency executive. I think for me, a lot of times we look forward, both as delegates from the constituency and the national executive, for that moment when you can meet and greet. It's always a lovely moment. Someone, you know them over the years as a supporter, but have not seen them in the last 3 months, the last 4 months, the last 5 months. General Council convention gives an opportunity for that. This time it was a little different in that you saw people, but the no hugging, bracing, a protocol that is in place. You just had to say hi. So I don't think it gave the kind of flavor that people are accustomed to. But I think in a general sense, I would say people were still happy to know that they can commune in one place and they can listen to the political leader, they can listen to the report of the General Secretary, which is something that a lot of people look forward to, because entailed in that report, you will speak to what is happening in some ways in the various constituencies. What again has been achieved as a party in terms of your structure and your organization. Those who have been able to keep all of the party groups running. There's a kind of little silent competition because you have throughout the year constituencies registering new membership. And sometimes I report on the constituency that registered the most people in a particular period. And you will hear people saying, well, next year we're going to beat you. Next year we're going to register more than you. So these are some of the highlights outside of the presentations in the afternoon, which I know a lot of people look forward to, because that is when you can hear again, separate and apart from your representative coming into your community, doing a constituency sort of meeting. At the time when you hear a number of people reporting is at a General Council or a convention. And so I would say the opportunity to at least say hi. We weren't able to greet and hug like we used to before and slap each other on the back and we'll talk and go in a corner and give a little secret and say, boy, so happening in my constituency, I'm not so satisfied with this, so that's a good thing or that's not a good thing. You pick up a lot of information that you normally will not get through the formal means of reporting when people commune like that. And that for me, it's a big thing. It puts you in a better position to know, to understand, and then to take corrective action.
You spoke, Bola, just now, fleetingly though, about registration. How is registration going for your party? We know registration is a national thing, but the party always gets a feel based on new members being registered, or and I'm speaking not registration as party members. I'm speaking registration in relation to persons having their voters ID. How is that going?
Okay. And let me just explain. When I spoke registration, I was speaking registration as party members. Yes?
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So it was not to do with voters, but as a registered member, having your party card, as they say, being able to say, I am a registered member of the party.
Okay. And quickly, would you say that would have gone up?
No. Interestingly, we've done a little better than last year in terms of registration of party members, with St. Patrick's West leading in that area. But there were previous years when we did much better in terms of party registration and people paying up their dues, because after registering as a party member, there is a monthly $5 fee that you pay to maintain your membership. But this year was good, better than 2020 into 2021 was better than 2019 into 2020. The other registration you're talking about now, which is a national registration for getting a voter's ID.
Yeah.
That is continuous. It goes on throughout the year. From our own details, and we keep tab on what is happening in every constituency. The momentum is slow. Constituencies are reporting youngsters whom they have contacted, who they know have reached the age for registration. But there's a sort of lackadaisical approach to it. People tell you, yes, I will go, I'm not so busy, I have time, those kind of ways. I recall during 2008 into 2013, there was a greater vibe. I don't know if it's because at that era, the party was then in opposition, and it gave more time to people because you didn't have to concentrate too much on governmental functions. But it's happening, it's trickling. You get reports on a monthly basis from constituencies. We have been able to register 10, 20 people, 30 people we encourage, but not at the pace that we'd like it to be. And maybe in time it will pick up, because we are looking, coming out of the General Council, we are looking at new strategies. What can we do differently to what we have been doing or what we have done in the past that can give people some greater impetus to want to go and get registered.
And just let me let you know this, Mr. Bowler. I honestly believe that a lot more people can be registered a lot more can be? Yeah, can be registered. And that would be if the office, not the political arm, I'm speaking about the registration office, if they were to try and sell this different. I will never sell it as registration. I'll sell it as getting your first ID. Because when you go to the bank, sometimes you go to a financial institution, you are asked for sometimes 2, sometimes 3 pieces of ID. So it should be getting your first ID. And in Grenada, you can get 2 pieces of IDs free of cost. You can get your voter's ID free of cost. You can get your NIS ID free of cost.
Yep.
Right? And persons usually go and get their NIS card or their NIS ID because they need to have it in order to do so and hold on a job. So you need to do so and find a way. The people at the office need to find a way to sell the idea that you need that outside of having it. And when election comes around, you can vote. But you need that as another piece of ID. And if we sell it like that, you might find more people being registered. It does not necessarily mean that more people are going to vote, but it means that more people are registered and that any political party can speak or any political party is speaking to, more people registered.
Yeah, well, I understand that idea. It's an idea that can be thrown out, and whether or not the people at the electoral office, the central office, would take it on board and look at it is one thing. We are not, as political parties, and as a party, I can speak now of NNP, have absolutely no control over
I know that,
what they do and how they do what. As you correctly said, it's an idea that can be pitched to them, but they are under no obligation to accept it from us because we have no interference, we have no control. From time to time, we relate to them on issues that we pick up. So we have two persons at the national executive level that has responsibility for electoral matters, as we call it. So whenever we pick up or if there's a complaint of something that happens or doesn't happen in a particular area, through that two individuals, you would get them to have a dialogue, whether it is with the supervisor of elections or one of his workers in there to bring the information forward and to see how they can deal with an issue or a potential issue. And that is as far as we can go. But we cannot give directive. I just wanted to clear that out because I know it's a suggestion you're making, but if you don't clear it properly, some people may want to think that you have the power to cause them to implement it, and that is not so.
No, you definitely don't have that kind of a power. No one has that kind of power. No one can tell that.
They're very independent. They are under the stewardship of the Governor General, and so, we can't interfere too much. But we can make suggestions. And I don't think anything is wrong with having an idea and sharing it with them. But again, like I say, it's totally up to them to accept, not to accept, to use it, not to use it. That's their prerogative.
I have another one I can give to you free of cost. Every single person in Grenada who dies, their death is registered.
Yes.
Every single person who is born, their birth is registered.
Yes, I think so now. Mm-hmm.
Right. I believe that the time has come where children born at the hospital, and that should be something that can go to cabinet and then probably go on to parliament. But children at the general hospital, born at the general hospital, born wherever, you're registered and you are given your, what they call in North America, your social security number. You're given that number. So you may not even have a name as yet, but you're given a number. And that number takes you through your entire life. So when you would have gotten to the age to go to school, your ID card in school is developed with that number. Mm-hmm. When you would have finished, let's say, secondary school, and you're going on to National College, and there is need for an ID card at National College, that card which you went to school with at primary and secondary is used to develop the one at National College, and that number again comes into play when you start to work. And then when you get to the age where you have to register, it's just a matter of going in and have your picture taken, Mr. Bowler, because you already have a number. Once you're able to do something, you're going, Andre Donald, what's your number? They punch it up. Okay, yes, fine. We have all your information. Take your picture, blam, and you're gone. You're already in the system.
Yeah, well, what I do know, there are two things that I know. One is implemented already, and the other one, they did a trial of it, but has not come full circle around. They are actually doing already in Grenada what is referred to now as bedside registration. There was one time you would go into the hospital, wherever, have your baby, get back home, and then you have to go to the birth and death, or as we call it in the rural areas, you go to the post office and register your child. Mm-hmm. With a name or the date when of birth and things like that. Now they have they have implemented what they call bedside registration. So as long as you go into one of the institutions, one of the hospitals, right there and then at the butt of the child, that information is taken. As you correctly say, may not have a name, but the male or female, the sex of the child, what have you, some of the vital information, mother's name, father's name, these things are taken. So you do bedside registration.
So, but you need a number to go along with that.
The government was working on a project with a company out of India, whose name I cannot remember right now off my head, but they were working on what they call a NPID card, which is a multi-purpose. That is what the NP means, multi-purpose ID card. And it was going to operate very similar to what you're saying. You do the bedside registration, there's a number, and you keep updating information because that card would contain a chip. So, driver's license, NIS card, you don't need to have separate cards. That multi-purpose card will take in all of that information. You put it into a device and you can extract from it what you want. So you go to the bank, they use it, they put it in, they punch in whatever key they have to punch in, because it's a whole system they were going to develop. I know work started on that a couple of years ago. I am not absolutely sure where they are with it now, but as you raise it, it's something that I probably can ask a question about. Where are we with the MPID card?
Well, you're a senator now, so you have a right to ask those questions. So you probably might.
Well, I can ask it at the Senate. That's
you can bring that up at the Senate and get somebody to do some research.
Yeah, but it would look bad that you are on the government side of the Senate and you're coming to Senate to ask that kind of question. So it would be better ask one of my colleagues.
You're not in
who had been working in that area, because I think IT was the area that had responsibility for that. Where are we with that now? How far has we gone?
It may not look that bad.
As it be held up and so forth.
It may not look that bad because you're not in cabinet and you're not in the day-to-day runnings of government. So it's a question that you would like to know. Yeah. So maybe the lead of government business in the Senate, the Honorable Senator Simon Steele, maybe the one that you'd want to direct that to.
Definitely.
On behalf of the public.
Yes, I can do that.
Okay, great. Now, I did hear your political leader, our Prime Minister, of course, when he made this statement, he was speaking as political leader of the New National Party. He did speak to Convention 2021. What was it, Roland? Enlighten people who didn't hear what political leader Keith Mitchell said about Convention 2021 as it relates to the New National Party.
Well, as you may know, I hope you do know, that convention also is an annual thing. It's stated in the Constitution that every year there should be a convention. And one of the highlights of the convention is the election for positions on the national executive, which includes that of political leader, chairman of the party, general secretary, what have you. In 2020, we did not have a convention. But the national executive did make a decision, which they can do, and the Constitution does give room for that, to extend the life of the national executive. Had the national executive not done that, what it would have meant now is that our national executive would be an illegal body. But thank God the Constitution of the party makes room for situations such as what has developed, and our inability to host a convention in 2020 doesn't have us being a renegade group operating the party, because annually you should have elections. So Prime Minister was hinting that more or less we cannot go for another year without a convention to have the elections. And we do not know. Our hope is that by the second half of this year, the pandemic will be so well controlled and vaccination or some other form of medication may be in place that it would allow us to gather again as we used to do before, to get back to a sort of state of normalcy where crowds can come together without having too much fear. But in the absence of that, he was suggesting that we start as of now doing the work to see if necessary we can do our convention virtually. We have had a meeting thus far. Well, even prior to the General Council we did, and we are looking at different formats. Do you do it constituency by constituency, setting up their own stations where we can, as we were planning to do the General Council in 2020, or do you do it by zones? Because we also have the country zone out, so the 4 St. Andrews is one zone, 2 St. Patrick's, St. Max and St. John's is another zone, St. David's is by itself by virtue of size as a zone. Would it be feasible to bring our people together by zones? How much delegates, how much observers can you bring together, say by September, October, because around those times we normally have our convention. So we are looking into that. We are speaking to technical people, and we'll be able within a month or so to give a report to the national executive to say, having looked at the various aspects and means by which we can do it, here are some suggestions. What will be your guide going forward?
Okay. Well, we do wish you all the best on that one, and hope that things continue to develop the way you would want them to develop. Just to let our listeners know, it's now 11 minutes after the 8 o'clock hour, that you can call 442-0175. You can call that number, should in case there's a question that you would want to put to Mr. Bola. He may not be in a position to answer, but if I know him very well, most of the time when you give him questions like that, he'll do his research and then he will call back and he'll say, Andre, somebody asked me a question and this is the answer I was not able to give them at that particular point in time. So 442-0175. If there's a question as we go along that you believe that you want to ask Mr. Bola, or if there's a comment, you may be an NNP and you want to make a comment about something, or you may be an NDC and want to say, Mr. Bola, what you're saying there is not true, and you want to refute something that he would have said, by all means, he likes a good discussion, so you can call and do that also. Am I correct? You like a good discussion, right?
Well, I like most things that are good, not just discussion. Once it's good, I want to be part of it.
All right. Let's see how this works, Mr. Bola, because we have a call online. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Bola, are you, hold on, sir. Bola, are you hearing this person?
I did not hear at all. I'm not hearing the caller.
Okay.
Good morning.
Speak
Hello?
again,
Yes,
sir.
good morning. Good morning.
All right.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hold on. He's not here. You're not hearing him, Bola?
No, I am.
You're in your van?
No, I'm at home, so if you would like to hold a minute,
yeah,
can you put the radio on
not too loud? Not too loud.
Yes.
Stay distance.
So give me a minute. Let me try and do that.
No problem. I'll keep the caller there. I hope you're not on a cell phone caller.
It's okay though.
It's okay though, right? You are a plan boy. What? You getting on?
Yeah.
That caller has a plan, so he ain't bothered about cell phone.
Yeah, that's what means the bun.
Oh boy, and you're burning it on Roland? Jesus.
Yeah, it worth it.
Okay, if you say it's worth it, well, I guess it's worth it. So let's see if we can get Roland there.
Morning.
And as he sets up his radio so he can hear us a bit. I can hear him coming back to us now in a minute. So where are you calling from? You care to say?
Yeah, well, I'm in St. George's, but particularly St. George's Northeast.
Northeast? Okay.
Yeah.
That would be in Tobias's area?
Used to be Tobias.
No, it still is. he is still the representative, ain't it?
All right. Well, I'll go with that.
Yeah. Hey!
Yeah.
Yes, I'm there, Mr. Bola.
Maybe you could repeat the question to my wife is going to put that on for me because they have a kind of difficult.
Okay, what was the question, caller?
I was able to switch it on, but I don't know how to find nothing else.
Okay, fine. Caller, what was your question to Mr. Bola?
Yeah, I want to know how far we are in terms of personnel for the constituency, caretakers, especially those that doesn't have. And I have a lot of interest in St. George Northeast, where we really need to have somebody on the ground.
All right,
So
hold
that
on.
we can, you know,
Hold on. Let me give him the question. Stay right there. Are you hearing him, though? Are you hearing Mr. Bola? No, Mr. Bola, not you. Not you, Roland. I'm speaking to the caller. Are you hearing him at all? Yeah?
Yes, I'm hearing him.
You're hearing him. Okay, good. Roland?
Yes.
Are you there?
I'm there.
Right.
Yes, I'm listening.
The question is, what is being done? I'm paraphrasing here. What is being done in relation to a caretaker in the St. George's Northeast constituency where this caller resides?
Tell him it's
Very good
William.
question. I think reference was made to that at the General Council, if I'm not mistaken. Prime Minister may have touched on it. But there are different arms of the party in the party structure, as you may know, Andre. So one of those arms is the selection committee. We also have what is called the strategic committee, like you have PR committee and different committees. At a strategic committee meeting, of which I'm a part of, chaired by the political leader, the discussion was held, and there were 3 constituencies that was mentioned to me as General Secretary at that meeting that we need to work with in terms of putting a caretaker in place. And it was St. Patrick's West, St. George Northeast, and South St. George, those 3. And I've been given a mandate by the strategic committee to have those things in place on or before the month of June. We have so far been successful in doing a selection for St. Patrick's Way because that constituency had at least 4 individuals vying for the position. So they were in a state of readiness or in a better state of readiness than the other 2 constituencies that I have mentioned. So we went on based on the Constitution, get the delegates. We gathered at the McDonald's College some weeks ago. And the constituents had an opportunity to select voting from among the 4 persons vying for the position, the person of choice, to emerge as the caretaker so far. Our next move, or my next move as General Secretary, because that is a responsibility that I have, and we have started the work in St. George Northeast already. And part of what we have to do is to ensure that at every polling division, that the polling division group, or the village group as some people call it, is operational. Let me just take a minute to explain to some people. A lot of times, people don't understand the functionalities and the importance of having these arms. The party starts from the ground up, from the village group, from the polling division group, and builds all the way up to the national executive, and then you have the general council and the convention, of course, which is the highest decision-making body of the party. For certain things to happen, those arms that may appear in the eyes of people to not hold a lot of importance, they must be in place because it's a democratic process and a process that involves the people. That is the structure through which the people are involved. So we are presently working. There are about 3 or so areas in the Northeast St. George where we still need to ensure that the village group become operational. And the village group simply means people from a village who are supporters of the party and are desirous of seeing things happen correctly, comes together, formulate a group, elects an executive, meets at least once or twice monthly, discuss issues of a political nature that confronts them in the constituency, but more particularly in that polling division, and they will have to carry on some of the political work that is necessary. So when that has happened or is completed, we'll ensure that the constituency executive is in place, well formulated, people understand what they're doing, and of course I must inform you here that to be a member of any of these groups, you have to be a registered and paid up member of the party. So even if you are joined the party, the Constitution speaks to the fact that if you have not paid your dues for 3 consecutive months, the executive can, if they so desire, disbar you as being a member. They can also say to you, well, we give you a break, pay up your arrears, and you continue to be a member. So you must be a member, but you must be financially solid, meaning that your Your monthly dues must be paid up. Some people paid by the year $60 and they forget that for the rest of the year. Others paid monthly, some pay $20, then they pay another $20, but you must pay your dues. And then you become a member.
Right.
Once that is in place, specific to St. George Northeast, we will then host the selection of a person. Now, in cases where there is only one person vying for the position, most likely that's the person that will be picked. Where there are more than one person, the people will be made known. We will bring them at the function. People will have an opportunity to see them and to decide who. But during the time prior to that, those persons who have an interest have that right to peruse the constituency and sell themselves to the people. Make the people know who they are, what their intentions are, and that they're interested in becoming, at some later date, the candidate. So it starts as a caretaker, and eventually, down the line, you may or may not become the candidate based on a number of other procedures that has to happen.
All right. Caller, is that good enough information for you? Do you have another question?
Yes, it's well explained, but could you tell us in St. George Northeast if we have more than one person?
Mr. Buller, did you hear that?
No, I didn't say that there's more than one person.
No, he's asking if there is more than one person in St. George Northeast at this time.
There's more than one.
Yeah.
Well, I heard of 2 individual names. Whether those 2 people are still interested, I don't know. But there were 2 names that came up vying for St. George Northeast.
Okay, caller, you good with that?
Yes, I'm good with that. Thanks very much for the explanation, and have a good day.
And thanks for listening, man. One love.
Yes,
Great.
one love.
Good. Bye-bye. Okay, Roland, so you would have spoken quite a lot there about St. George Northeast, and you did speak of St. Patrick's West being in a better state of readiness because they had 4 persons vying for that position. But I want you to again clear up for us, because you mentioned something about the caretaker. I think you mentioned it fleetingly that the caretaker may not necessarily be the candidate. How does that work?
A caretaker can be and is normally put in place by the constituents in a particular constituency.
Mm-hmm.
That has to be presented to the national executive. That's how the process works. Who may or may not accept the person that you bring. More often than not, the caretaker is accepted. More often than not. Save and accept that the national executive is able to come up with really compelling issues against that person. They generally are accepted. But the reason why you make someone a caretaker first and foremost is to be able to observe and follow them over time. I never understood it in the very, very early days, because I felt if someone was of good character, offering themselves, they are likable, they may have the means, like they have the finance, they have what, fine, that person can just go forward. But then I get to realize that in selecting someone to be a candidate, you are at a very early stage saying, listen, you go forward as a candidate for the party, and I expect you to get into government and become a minister and to help manage and control the resources of the country. So there are a lot of scrutiny that has to take place. So it is not just because Andre Donald or Roland Buller is a popular name or people like you or a likable individual that automatically makes you a good person for a candidate. It's not like that. So the caretaker now gets an opportunity to move around. So in the case of St. Patrick's West, you have a sitting representative who still is the person in charge because you do not have yet an election. So that person is still there in the name of Anthony Goswin.
Mm-hmm.
The caretaker has to work along with him. It gives the party and the people who are looking as the selectors to see whether you are a team player. Are you able to work cohesively with not just the present representative, but the people in the constituency? Do you follow others as you should? Because there's another thing about politics that is referred to as collective responsibility. I may have a particular idea about an issue, and that is why you have closed-door meeting at times, where you can express your own feeling, your individual feeling about a particular issue.
Mm-hmm.
But if the grouping decides they're going another direction, you fall in line and you go that direction, and you do not have now the power to go out there and then say, well, it's not me, I didn't want that. I didn't believe it, so it should be. But the others wanted it. No, you have to sign on to what is called collective responsibility. If it's good, you take the praise. If it's bad, you take the blame, whether or not you was for or against it at the closed-door meeting. When it goes out to the public, collective responsibility. All of those things have to be tried and tested before the selectors become convinced. And this is just part of what they're looking at. Yeah? They will dig into your past. They will look at your history. They will talk to people about you. There's a lot. And when they are satisfied that that person has scored well based on the number of things they're looking at, they may make a recommendation to the executive and say, look, that caretaker, we believe, has passed the scrutiny.
So then explain to me, Mr. Bola, what happens to the other persons who are vying to become the candidate, or should I say vying to become the caretaker? Or what happens? Is that, okay, once somebody is chosen, that's it, it's done, correct?
Well, the process has started.
So then what? So yes, you've explained that bit, but hello? Well, you've gone again.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Where did I go? Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Let me ask you this straight up, Mr. Bola. If there are others, as in the case of St. Patrick's West, let's use that as the example. You indicated that there were 4 persons. What should the other 3 do? Because one, Victor Philip was selected as the caretaker. The other 3, should they just call it off?
That would be a matter of choice for them. The thing is, they all know, and that's the point I was making, that the caretaker position is not the final position.
Okay.
Any smart, well, I use the word smart, but any person who really seriously wants to be would understand the process because it was explained. If I was in that constituency and I was not selected, but I believe that I have the potential to be, and I may be able to meet all of go through all of the scrutiny. You now don't compete because the ability to work with people is also a very important criteria because that's what you would have to be doing throughout your political life, working with people, understanding people, sometimes giving up your own self-belief and conviction to facilitate others. I would get on the ground and start working with or alongside the present person. Also understanding that there is a strong possibility that that person could be selected. But just in case there is a reason that they do not want the person, I am always there. I've always been part of. I've always been involved in and with the constituents. Not going solo and trying to upset the individual that has been chosen. Because by doing that, you're already showing that you're not prepared to be a team player. You want to just do your own thing. So it's a matter of choice for people. Well, I did not make it in the first stage, so let me just give it up. That's fine. Well, I think I can stick around just in case. That is also fine. But in sticking around, you have to be a team player. You have to be part of the process. You can now say, well, it was a competition between the man that was selected and me, so I ain't want nothing to do with him. I doing my own thing on the side here. Or I going in this PD and just walk there. No, it can't be like that. You have to show yourself up as part and parcel of the whole process involving everybody. And just in case, for whatever the reason, the person that is caretaker now is not selected, you may just be the next choice that they turn to.
Then the question, the question now begs to be asked. What if the person who is selected as caretaker, what if that person does not want to work along with you? Nobody's going to see that, any.
Of course, people will see that. Remember I said that there's always a team looking at the people and scrutinizing them. So they will see one, but you also would have the opportunity and the obligation so to report. Because if you are vying, you must let the executive know, hey, well, I wasn't selected, but I'm here. I still want to be a part of this process. I still want to help. I want to be involved in whatever is happening in the constituency because I'm a team player. And you can always report that that individual is not prepared to work with you. They're not giving you the light of day. They're not going to have a meeting with you. They're not going to accept a contribution from you. They don't want you to be involved in anything they're doing. So, of course, the committee, like I tell you, there is a selection committee that watches, that questions, that does the interview, would know about all of that.
I have another question for you on that, but we have a call online. Let's take the call and let's see what happens here. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Down here. Yeah, this is Chris calling from Davie.
Say again?
Yeah, this is Chris calling from Davie.
Chris from Davie. Yeah. Okay, but hold on a second, Chris. Are you hearing anything, Roland?
I'm getting closer to the radio, so I think I will hear it.
Yeah, okay, fine. Go ahead, Chris from Davie, yes?
Yeah, Davie, yeah. I was calling concerning some more lights on the on your program this morning. Yeah, concerning my question that's in Davie.
Concerning what?
Davie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to say after good morning to Mr. Winston Frederick, also Mr. Victor Phillips as the bank caretaker at the moment.
Uh-huh.
And I want to say that concerning my constituency that I would like to say thanks to Mr. Winston Frederick for the things they have done so far for us, like, getting people together and at least lifting the...
Hold on there, Chris. I just want to make sure that, excuse me, Roland Bowler is hearing you. Mr. Bowler, are you hearing?
I'm picking him up, but he's very low.
Yeah, he's a bit low. Chris, can you speak a bit louder, please?
Okay, sure. Try my best. I'll try my best.
Yeah, try your best, yeah.
Yes, I was saying, I want to say that thanks to Mr. Winston Frederick for what he have done for us in the committee as apart from say like bringing us together as one and trying to like see our needs that we need in the country of Davie and Prospect. Because they like instead of now doing here we need lots of assistance from the representative, but we ain't seen that. So come about trying to at least do that for us. Like because for example, just over the weekend he did some benches on the beach which we been long asking for, and like no one's ever really listened to us. Trying to get the lights down on the beach we've been asking for since about 3 years now. Nothing. They did a project down there from BNTF, the lockers and things like that, and which is supposed to be lighted up.
Okay.
Up to this moment, nothing been done. I think contractor, which was Mr. Joe Gilbert, had everything concerning lighting that had been done. The building has handed over to the community. Up to today, there was no light in it. Then what happened now, I think they came back and do some solar system with the BNTF. That was not that because there were so many trees there. Don't get enough sunlight so we didn't charge properly, and now it's been a problem. There's no light there. And Mr. Winston came around and see that, and he decided he would try to address that and see if he get light. And so far, it's so good that there's light is on the way, and other things is on the way. Even again, a little pastor for the kids, which have been asking number of time, years from our representative. He had asked us to do certain things to him. We had done it. Went back to him, nothing has been done. Over the years, we've been trying our best really because to go there and support the representative that he would and then they turn back to us. Nothing. I personally had a lot of one-on-one talk with him and tell him our needs. And he asked me to do certain things for him, like what I need to get done. I did it. I went back to him. That's the way it stopped. I go back again. That's the way it stopped. So I don't know what's the problem because I think we're down here, we are suffering. The road condition again is, I don't know how to put it. It's really, really bad.
Well, hold on, Chris. In relation to the roads, the other things I can't really speak about. But in relation to the roads which you speak about, you have to understand that there is the St. Patrick's Road project, which has started in the Hermitage Pointsfield area. And that's phase one. As soon as they completed phase one, I am believing that they will start phase two. And I can't say I know where phase two is going to start. So with the roads, I don't think you can put that sort of a blame on any person, your representative or whatever. It is just a process. It's just time, and it's going to happen. The other things I can't comment on.
Yeah, what I'm saying that now with the road, right? It's not. He gave us the assurance. He came here on many occasions to us and said, hey, listen to me. We're going to start on our end. That's it. Never say anything else. I personally had given my name for work on that same project.
But you see, again, situations are dynamic, Chris. Situations are dynamic in that the MP, he probably was given the assurance. I don't know. He probably was given the assurance that the project was going to start at the western end. But there could have been a situation where things change. As you know, as I just said, it's dynamic. Things change, and they had to start it at the other end. But it's not that it's not coming.
Okay, good. But what I'm saying now, due to the condition of the road is in now. What's going to take in case of emergency? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? The road is really, really bad. I mean, terrible. At least, I know, like I could say phase two coming, but at least you could give it a little, just a little uplift so that in case of emergency, life might save. Your vehicle might be a little more better because it's going to cost you to run the vehicle in the road. It's costly. Now, for example, if you have to come from Sutton to Davie and have a load, you have to guys to come down here, it's a problem. Taxi going to cost you like over $20 to $30 just to come down to Davie because the road condition. They don't want to come. So, I mean, at least if they could have come on the little holes, put up for us, or give us the material, I will be responsible for that. See get done. I told them about not a many occasion. If anything deal with me, I'll be full responsible for it.
Okay.
But like talking to their face. And again, we don't see him say, okay, come and say, well, what's taking place and what we need again. Even the lights again. It's just so dark, man. If you walk on the road, you could hurt yourself. I mean, ask about these things. Because the kids are walking the street, they got like don't know what happens these days. Only the light could be a little safety for us, you know. And if you don't come around, and even again, if you go up to the office up there, oh God, well, worse. Like I don't know what is it that they hate these people down here. What we have done to them that they don't.
I don't think anybody hates anybody.
I
don't believe
that. Like what is that now? They're not hearing us. They're not hearing us.
Okay.
It's been years. They've been complaining over one thing. I'm talking about 2 years now.
Hold there, Chris. Hold on. I want you to listen a bit because I think that we owe it to Mr. Bowler if he can make as General Secretary.
Okay.
Mr. Bowler, what I'm getting out of this is that this is a complaint from the gentleman in that particular polling division that the constituency rep, they don't have his air. That is what I'm getting. Are you getting that, Bowler?
Well, I get that picture from what has been said, and I've gleaned that much. I can't say much to it because I don't know all of the facts and I don't know why any representative at all would neglect any part of the constituency because politics has to do with people. Your support comes from people. The fact that you have been voted into office is through people. And I don't want to cast any aspersion there. I don't want to say
neither do I. Yeah.
That will put me out of the way. Chris is, as he's explaining, talking about some particular issues that he feels as a resident in the area should have been dealt with because it was brought to the attention of the representative. Why it was not dealt with, I can't say, but I am happy that it came forward because it is something now that from a party standpoint, and that's not government now, from a party standpoint, I can raise it with the rep one, but make it be known to the party so others who may have the ability to look into it from a governmental standpoint, for example, the Minister of Works to say to them how soon the road, and you're correct, Andre, that the second phase of the St. Patrick Road project will be coming in Davie pretty soon. They start paving the roads in Hermitage, Mount Rule area already. So I believe that pretty soon they will complete that and move to the next phase. The monies are already available for that next phase. Some of the other things that he spoke about, I can't say why it was not done. If it's lack of funding, if it's lack of coordination, I just don't know. But thank you, Chris, for bringing them forward. And I'll do the best I can. I'm not in government, so I can't make you a promise. But the only thing I can promise is that I can bring that information forward and see what could be done about it.
Okay. And he was speaking. He also, hold on, Chris. Bola, he also spoke to. I think he said, Chris, did you say something was built in Davie?
Yes, well, I would come up to this thing. Now, the facility built on the beach where Lakota fisherman.
Oh, yes, I know that, yeah.
All right, and then this thing's supposed to be lighted up with some Grand Lake standpoint.
Mm.
And Mr. Gilbert had done everything, in the wiring and inspection, everything has been done. And then that would happen. Then they bring the solar. The person had said to me and to others in the community that Grand Lake must be powered the place. It's been 3 years now, it's not been powered by Grand Lake. And secondly, now there's supposed to be a shower and change room built.
Mm-hmm.
And when Mr. Boss say, hey, listen happen. I said, listen, again, there have been a lot of trade men, builders, contractors down here. Give us the material. I again will take full responsibility for that.
Okay.
If anything wrong, deal with me. He said, no, Chris, there is funds available for that. What I need to do is get a cost and get it to him. I said, okay, fine. I go back to Mr. Gilbert. He said, Chris, that's free of cost. He did a drawing with a cost, everything. He showed to me where the building gonna go. And he said, listen to me, what I will do, I will come down there when the guys organize and supervise, make sure we go as it's done. I go back to the minister, not one word on that. Up to today, nothing been done. And on the beach is all we got to take ourselves out of poverty, as they say,
Okay.
poverty.
Okay.
And this is what we got down to, maybe go and make a living, fishing industry, everything down there is on the beach. So we can go and help ourselves.
All right, Chris, thanks for calling.
All right then.
All right, then, one love. Bola?
Sure.
That one is a kind of a ticklish one, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, it is a very ticklish one. You know, because it is a claim by a constituent of, well, it speaks to a certain level of neglect. Because I want to be very careful with my words, guy. I don't want to match anybody's corns. But based on what he said, it speaks to a certain level of neglect.
Well, that's the picture that has been painted from all that Chris has said. But again, we also need to get the other version.
That's correct. That is so true.
We can make any sort of pronouncement. But issues like that are issues that we like to hear from the people. And that's why I told you one of the highlights in General Council and so is normally the discussion part where the delegates, because you take delegates from every part of the constituency, and they can come to speak to issues such as those.
Yeah. 442-0175. You can call. You may have a question. You may have a comment. We've had a caller. And Bola, you know, this is very interesting, is that we've had 2 callers thus far, and they're from areas that either don't have a caretaker or would have just had a caretaker installed.
Yeah.
And that is pretty interesting. It probably means that your other 13 constituencies, it probably means that the people are okay, they're happy, they're good.
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that. It could be that some people are probably listening, but they're not in a position to call. It could mean that whatever the issues they have, they are resolving it differently. You know, some people probably don't even know that this program is on.
Oh, some respect, Mr. Bola. Don't let me have to do so and say we've lost that caller.
Well, I mean, I won't give you a Clifford, you know. That's your right.
I love that one. We've got a caller, though. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is why I always say, Real FM. Good morning to Mr. Bola.
Good morning. Morning to you, sir.
I'm really, really glad for that interview this morning. because I get some food, because most of what you all discussed there, I was on that topic yesterday, and you come to the point. I really, really, really happy. You clear the air on a lot of things there. I don't know if you was prepared for that or you touch it as you're already there, but you clear the air on a lot of things which people was a little confused about. So I glad for that. Then as you talk about this derby, Mr. Donald touched a point. I don't know if you recognize what he said. Mr. Bosun, the parliamentary rep, really go the extra mile to get this road project to start in Derby and go all out, because he was seeing the urgency of starting in Derby. And he promised the people of Derby that they will start down there. But I don't know, something happened, and they just happened to start from the Pointsville end, which was a surprise to him, because I think he was even given word that they were starting down so. So he was able to campaign in Derby. Derby, we're coming at you soon, and we'll be touching every area, and things did not work out. I don't know if he went back and tell them, well, he was disappointed, but so probably that's where the little mistake make. But it's not a matter of neglect. Mr. Bosun always have Derby at his heart. He's a man who always loved to work in that area. He never neglected that area. It's a little area he loved a lot, because remember, I have been the longest serving political activist in Grenada, and I was been behind him from day one, so I will full of knowledge of all what he had in store. So I'm not very condemning the caller, but I think that's where the little misunderstood take place. So it's a good point what raised there. So, Mr. Bola, thank you again for touching certain things concerning the caretaker wise and other things, because people have been questioning that situation. So once again, I want to compliment Real FM for being the most informative station in Grenada, Carriacou, and Pidgmatic. I thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a great morning. Roland, I got something for you. Somebody sent this on our Facebook page in relation to our morning discussion, and they sent this one. Old people say, when rain set up, it is time to move your cocoa. And when a certain editor starts attacking some people in every issue of his paper, election round the corner. How soon is the election, Mr. Bola?
Question I cannot answer at all. that is still in the ambits of the political leader and prime minister.
Oh, me, oh my.
He has not even given an indication of a date.
Yeah.
What I do know is, though, you've gone past 3 years in office.
Yeah.
The constitutional allowance that you have is 5 years from the date of the last election. No, not the date of the last election, sorry. From the sitting of the first parliament.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you start checking the 5 years.
That's where you start checking the 5 years, yeah. We've got a caller.
Yeah, so if you wait 3 months after the election to have your first parliament,
that's when you start.
Start counting from the sitting of the first parliament.
We've got a caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Donald.
Speak up, please, so that the gentleman can hear you.
Yes.
Thank you.
General Secretary Roland Bola.
Thank you, my dear. Good morning.
Yes, I'm very happy, to what I'm hearing, this program, and Mr. Bola, you talking about team playing is very, very crucial. As time I'm in the New National Party, team playing, peace, reconciliation, and unity is the order of the day, and the party don't talk the talk, but they walk the talk. So I want to agree with you, and you calling on for team playing, because people have their own ego, they have the whatever the personalities may be, but it's about the party, and it's about getting into office to run this country, as you made the point. So I want to salute the Honorable Anthony Bosun. And he is the chairman of our party as well. So I just want to say, in good faith, everyone work with the MP and the and the present caretaker in going forward. When you move in, move together, and nobody go by themselves alone solo, as you indicated, Mr. Bula, because that's going to cause some little effect, and we don't want that. NNP is a party of unity and love. So we need to work together and stay together, and everybody hold hands together. And if we look at Carriacou and Petit-Martinique, in the last elections, we have seen what? At the time, we had 3 persons down going up. And what happened after the election, Mr. Bola? Everyone was placed in government. So it's not that bullying fight, it's not that. It's team playing, and we're looking forward, the people of St. Patrick's West, to work with the present MP, the caretaker, and everybody work together to build St. Patrick's West and Grenada on a whole. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you.
You've got 2 minutes, Roland Bola, unless we have another caller, but you've got 2 minutes, time to wrap. So my final question, no, I'm not just going to leave you, let you rap like that. Are you crazy, Mr. Bola? We don't do it like that, not on Real FM. My final question to you. General Counsel is at your back. Convention is facing you. You need to energize your people. Yes, we know that General Counsel would have sought to energize some people. Convention will seek to energize some people. Is the party thinking about saying to its members, going forth to its members, all those who are within the party as members of the party, and saying to them, look, there's a possibility if you are fully vaccinated, we may be able to gather if we so do have such permission?
Certainly, Mr. Donald, I can tell you because you seem as though you're just peep into discussions that we have. I don't know if you have microphones or cameras set up.
You're accusing me of spying? The last person that spied.
No.
The last person that spied.
I don't know.
Mr. Wilson, the last person that was accused of spying in Grenada, we all know what happened there. Careful, don't accuse me of that.
I will never point a finger at you. I will just question certain things.
I hear you, bro. Tell me.
Because only very, very recent, towards the latter part of last, and then yesterday at another meeting, we reinforced the fact that for the people who are out there working on behalf of our party, there are 3 critical things that they must discuss now with constituents. 1, they must be doing what we call canvassing of the list. That is the voters list. It's a terminology that political parties use where you go through the voters list because you need to be able, in every single polling division, in every constituency, your players on the ground must be able to put a face to every name that is on the list. So you see a name, immediately you must know who that name represents. Yes, that is important. It's an important, fundamental bit of work that every political party has to do. The second thing is that they have to stress and encourage people to, those who have not been registered yet, and we're talking now national registration, voters registration, to register. And the third thing that we want them to do and to focus on seriously is the encouragement of people for vaccination or to get vaccinated. Because we continue to stress that while the vaccine is for medical purposes, in terms of helping build our antibodies and protecting us from the virus, putting us in a stronger position to fight the virus if we should catch it, it also hinges on economic progress and development. And you are in media, so you would know that there have been some moves already. There's talk about what is called a passport vaccine. What that means to us in ordinary terms is that for many of us to travel sooner than later, we must be able to present some certification to say that we have been vaccinated. Already the cruise industry, the cruise ship, have been speaking to the tourism officials and saying, look, we are preparing to get back onto the seas to start sailing again. But one, we'll make sure that all our sailors are vaccinated. Two, every passenger that has to come on board must be vaccinated. But thirdly, we are going to give preference to and will pull into ports where the majority of the people in that country has been vaccinated.
Okay.
So it tells us, in short, that if our people are not vaccinated, we may not be on the list as a port for call by the tourist ship coming in for the next tourist season.
Okay.
So already we see how it is going to impact us economically. So we think it is important enough as a party to encourage and take some kind of decision in letting our people know it is important to go and get vaccinated.
I have one call on the line, Mr. Bowler. I would allow that person, and then that will be our wrap, okay?
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Donald.
Yes, good morning, sir.
And good morning, Mr. Bowler.
Good morning.
Yes. One quick concern I have. The youths of this country, and most of the youths of our party, I'm not seeing, and I would like to see much more activities in terms of organizing and getting our young people within our organization. It's very important for the future of our party. And in my view, I don't think that the party is doing enough to galvanize a majority of our young people right within our organization. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for
calling.
Thank
you, and I know Andrew will give me only 30 seconds to respond to you. I do agree with you that we can do a lot more. But it is not true to say that nothing is happening. As a matter of fact, only recently, the youth did have a virtual sort of activity where they invited the Prime Minister and others to speak to the youth, again, about vaccination. I think Dr. Sean Charles and others were there. They did it virtually, and maybe a lot of us did not know about it. And they have been doing some activity. I agree 100% with you. Much more must be done because the youth is also the present and the future for the party and for Grenada. So we have to make sure that they are always part and parcel of what's happening.
Mr. Roland Bowler, thanks again, sir, for making yourself available this morning. A wealth of information. And I do wish yourself, your wife, and everybody else who is near and dear to you all the best.
Thank you, Andre. I want to wish you the same, and the Real FM family, whether you're a worker or a listener, I want to wish you a wonderful day and a very happy future. Please, let's remember, vaccination is the way forward. It is what will transform and bring us back to some form of normalcy. Thank you again, sir.
Take care, brethren.
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. I say we have to prepare challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy, man, you have to move with care in that jungle out there. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. How you move when you're moving. Which direction you going. You got to be careful. You got to be careful, careful.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.